everyone, let's get started with today's English lesson. So our target word of the day is plod. Can you have a go at saying that? Plod. Your turn? Super. So let's check how many syllables are in the word plod. And remember, plod, syllables, is how many beats are in a word. Okay, so let's check. Plod. Let's clap it out. Plod. Fabulous. There is one syllable in the word plod. So the definition of this meaning is if someone is plodding along, okay, or if someone is plodding, then we say that they are walking slowly and heavily, okay? So a bit like stomping. If you're plodding along, you're walking slowly and heavily, okay? You might be doing a really, really long distant walk or a distance run, so you need to plod your way through it, okay? Just like these walkers are doing in the picture on the screen. So the word plod is a verb, and if we remember rightly, a verb is an action, okay? It's what we are doing, okay? So here we can say that these people are plodding. It's describing how they're walking. And here is my example sentence for you to have a little look at. So I've said the men are plodding along the path. Instead of saying that they are walking along the path, I've replaced that verb with plod and I've said that they are plodding along the path. Okay, so I've put 4 pictures up on the screen for you here. I've got the men, I've got a lovely little tortoise, I have got an elephant, and I've got a bison. Can you have a think about what sentences you could create using these pictures or other pictures if you want, and include the word plod? So what could you say? Just have a little go at saying these sentences at home. Fabulous, well done for doing that. So I've written a couple of sentences that use the word plod, and here I've got my first one and I'll use the picture of the bison, and I said the bison is plodding along in the snow. Okay, so they are plodding, they're walking slowly in the snow. And I know for a fact that when it snowed last week, I was plodding along to get home as well. Okay, I was having to walk slowly and heavily to get back to my house from school. And then my other picture I chose was the one with the tortoise in, and I've written the tortoise was plodding along the path. Okay, so we know that tortoises move quite slowly. So I've used the verb plodding to describe how they were walking along it. If you can see in these sentences, one I've written in the present tense, so I've said that the bison is plodding, so the verb is shows that it's happening now. And the second sentence I've used was, okay, so it shows that it's happening in the past tense. So in terms of other words that we could use that are synonyms, so similar to the word plod, we could use trudge, we could use walk heavily, or to drag oneself as well. And antonyms, so that words that mean the opposite of this are rapid or speedily, okay? So recapping all those things, thinking about the word plod, I know that plod has, let me check, plod, 1 syllable in it. If I was to give a definition, I would say it is when someone is moving slowly and heavily. And I know it's a verb because it's an action, something that somebody is doing. And if I was writing or giving an exemplar sentence, I would say the elephant is plodding along the path. Okay? Fabulous. Hope you've stuck that in your head. So stick plod in your head. Hopefully it's in there. We can use that in our writing. Maybe we could use it to describe how the dinosaurs are moving, actually. Possibly. So I'm going to stop sharing that screen now, and we're going to go into our English lesson for the day. And we're going to have a little bit of a read first of our book. So following on from where we got to yesterday. And I've had lots of fabulous work sent in for me, showing me lots of instructions and things that you've told the dinosaurs to do. So some commands that you had written. Because remember, the dinosaurs came up out of the earth, and we found that here we've got this dinosaur and he's going, oh, it's really smelly and stinky. Okay, so they decided they were going to tidy up the mess. So we gave them instructions and told them what to do, but we actually didn't read any more of the story to find out what they had actually done. So I'm going to read the next couple of pages so we can see what happened to the earth when they made some changes. And here, look, we started looking at them destroying the roads and popping things in the volcanoes, if you can remember. So I'm going to read from here, and it says, as the rubbish was cleared, green shoots appeared. Ah, look, green shoots are appearing, bursting through cracks and climbing over old forgotten walls. Bursting, we've had that this week, haven't we, in our vocabulary sessions. Can you remember when you're bursting, a substance is coming out of something quite quickly? Okay, so the green shoots are bursting, they're coming out of the ground. Telegraph poles and iron pylons vanished beneath trailing blossoms. So all the wires that were hanging around have disappeared. And now there's trailing blossoms and a fresh new forest of flowers and trees that spread like a smile across the world. Oh, wow. So a forest of flowers and trees started to grow, and it spread like a smile across the world. Hopefully you can see my lovely picture there, this beautiful world that has now started to grow back, and it's looking a lot better, isn't it, than the polluted land that was filled with rubbish that we had before. Fabulous. I'm glad they managed to turn it around. So we're going to use that today to have a look at exploring something new. And this is quite tricky, okay? So make sure your English brains are switched on. So switch them on. Fabulous, because we are going to need them today. You'll need a lot of your brain power to do this job. So we're going to have a look at doing similes. Can you say simile? Okay. So a simile is when we are comparing something to something else. We're comparing one object, one noun, to another object, another noun. And we are using a very key word or phrase. So I'm just going to circle here. We have to use like or as. Okay, so one of these two words in our simile. So let me break that down. So hopefully on the screen here, you can see that I have got a sentence that I have taken from the story that we've just read. And it says, flowers and trees spread like a smile across the world. Okay, so here I've got the comparative like. So we're using like in my simile. And what we're doing is we're comparing the flowers and the trees to being similar to a smile that spreads across the world. Okay, so we're comparing the flowers and trees to a smile. So there are two nouns, and we are saying they are like each other, okay, and we're comparing them. So let's have a little bit of an explore about that in more depth. So what we need to do first is we need to identify where the verb is in this phrase. So let's read it again. It says, flowers and trees spread like a smile across the world. So we need to look for the verb. And if we think back to that vocab blast we just did then, we know that a verb is an action, okay? It's something that is being done. So let me have a look. Where is the verb in the sentence? Pause the screen. Where is the verb, the action that is being done? I've found it. Hopefully you found it as well. Here is the verb, okay? The verb, the action is spread. When you are spreading something out, okay? You might spread jam on toast, okay? When you're putting things across something else. So now I've identified my verb. What else could we replace this verb with? So another verb, a different verb. What else could we... what about stretched? Stretched. We could say flowers and trees stretched like a smile across the world. Oh, I like that. What other verbs could we have? Could we have scattered? Scattered. So flowers and trees scattered like a smile across the world. Well done. If you've thought of another one at home, I've got a list here to share with you. So I've got scattered, moved, stretched, okay? So now we've had a little think about the verb changing. I want us to now look at the nouns, okay? And don't worry about this. I know it's quite tricky, but we're going to have a go at doing this together, and I know you can do it at home. So here we need to have a look at the nouns which are being compared, okay? So let's have a look. So the nouns, where are the objects in this phrase? So flowers and trees spread like a smile across the world. Where are the objects? Where are the nouns? I can see them. So here we've got flowers and trees. Okay, so they're the two nouns. And what are they being compared to? So flowers and trees are being compared to a smile. Okay, world is another noun, but that's not what the flowers and trees are being compared to. The flowers and trees are being compared to the smile. Okay, so these are the two sets of objects that we are comparing. We're comparing the flowers and trees to the smile. What else might we want to spread across the world then? So we're comparing the flowers and trees spreading across the world like a smile, because the smile is something positive, okay? It's a nice thing that we want to be spreading across everybody. What else might we want to spread across the world then? What else could we spread? Could we spread happiness? So flowers and trees spread like happiness across the world. Have a little think. What other kind thing could we spread across the world? I've got some examples down here to show you now you've had a little think. So I've said we could use friendship. So flowers and trees spread like friendship across the world. That's nice, isn't it? We could have flowers and trees spread like happiness across the world. Flowers and trees spread like love across the world. Or they even spread like peace or kindness. Or flowers and trees spread like a hug across the world. Okay, which is all something we're missing a lot quite now, is giving big hugs. So that might be something that you would want to write in your simile today. So we're going to have a little go now at writing our own simile. Okay, this is what you're going to be doing today. So I want you to use the one that we have got in our story, and then I want to see if you can use it to create your own. I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller so that you can see it and my lovely face isn't hiding it. So here I have got my two objects. Okay, and so I need to choose one or two nouns. Well, I'm going to stick, I think, with flowers and trees. Yeah, I'm going to stick with flowers and trees. I'm going to keep my first noun the same. So flowers and trees. So I've chosen my first noun. I'm going to use a verb to describe what it's doing. So I'm going to say spread like, and I'm using the comparative tool like rather than as, okay? This time I'm going to use like. So flowers and trees spread like, and then I want a different thing to compare it to. So flowers and trees spread like, what did I have before? Friendship or kindness or happiness? I think I'm going to say happiness. Flowers and trees spread like happiness across the world. Fabulous. So let's check. So let me check I've got everything I need in it. So I've got my flowers and trees, so I've got my noun. I've told them what they're doing, so I've included my verb. I've used like to compare. So flowers and trees spread like happiness across the world. So I've got my other noun here as well. Right, let's have a think and see if we can choose a different one this time. So this is the same one that I had out of my book a second ago. I'm going to use it to try and write a different simile. Instead of using flowers and trees, I'm going to use a different object. I'm going to use plants and shoots, I think. Plants and shoots. Plants and shoots. Let me sound out shoots. Shoot. Shoots, great. Shoot. Shoots. So plants and shoots. Spread like, I think I want a different verb, just spread. What about stretched? Or, scattered. I think I'm gonna have stretched. Stretched across the world like, I know, something that stretches your arms when you give a big hug. So I'm going to say plants and shoots stretched across the world like a giant hug. Yeah, I like that one. So here I've got plants and shoots. These are my objects, my nouns. What they are doing, the verb is stretched. They've stretched across the world. And here I've got like, and then I've compared it to a giant hug. I'm going to do one more of those, and then I want you to have a little go. Are you ready? This time I'm going to switch it and do it the other way around. So rather than the flowers and trees being at the front, because that is what I want to be describing, isn't it? I want to be describing what we can see on the earth now that the dinosaurs have improved it. But I think I'm going to put the abstract noun at the beginning. I think I might put like friendship or love or kindness. I'm going to say kindness. I'm going to have kindness first. So my first noun is kindness. So kindness. I'm going to say, I'm going to keep spread like, I think. So kindness, spread across earth. I'm going to say instead of world. Earth like, kindness spread across the earth like, keep looking at this picture here, this big smile. I want to think of another word for smile. Grin, yeah. So kindness spread across the earth like a, let's say giant grin. Giant grin. Fabulous. Right, let me check that one again. So let's check, have I got my noun? So yeah, this is what I'm choosing to compare, kindness. I'm saying what it's done. I've got my verb here. So I said it's spread across the earth. I've got like to compare, and I've got my giant grin there. So I've got my second noun. So I'm going to pause this here and stop talking and giving you too many ideas because I want you to have a go at home doing this. So I want you to use this phrase that I've got from the text and see if you can write your own similes. See if you can do 3. I'm going to challenge you to 3 similes. Okay. Make sure you're choosing 1 or 2 nouns, using your verb, and using like to compare it to another noun. Okay. Have a little look, and if you find this too challenging, what you can do, and I'll just copy this on the next page for you, is here I will blank out a couple words and you can just cut them out and put your own words in. Okay, so we could have flowers and something spread across the world like a, okay, or you can just use this one here to have a go at writing your own. I'll pop the success criteria at the top as well so you can pause it, and I'll put an example of mine at the bottom so you can have a look at all of these to help you with your work at home. Okay, so 3 comparisons using like. Make sure you've got like in there. You might even want to circle it in your sentences so that you know you've definitely included it in your similes. Have a little go. And don't forget, if you want to send it me so I can have a look, that would be great. I will see you all on Monday. Have a lovely weekend. Goodbye, everybody.